Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to be going over a technical analysis on Spotify. The reason I like Spotify is because it's been in a pretty good weekly range here. A little bit of resistance here, and a pretty good support. Once it broke this, it kind of consolidated in this area. I know it's got earnings coming up, so it's going to be a risky play to take, but I'm going to tell you guys why I'm going to take it. So pretty much trying to find the some zones of supply and demand. So here's one of my zones, and obviously, if you look in the history, you'll be able to see that it's a pretty good area of value here, consolidated here. Right, there was an imbalance between buyers and sellers, and there was a big break for the price. And obviously, he came into this section again and kind of consolidated in this area. Again, consolidated when it broke through it, ended up right here. So, bring this, make it look clean. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for this week. Kind of a risky play because of earnings. Another thing I want to point out is that it is at a pretty good uptrend. It's kind of bounced off this kind of like a megaphone type pattern here. See, there it goes. Kind of a megaphone type pattern. So ultimately, I did see, if we zoom in a little bit on the 4 hour, I'm gonna here's my type 2 entry here, bouncing off this zone. I'm anticipating a rally into earnings, and obviously if it rallies up, I'm gonna hold. This is gonna be my stop loss right here. This area here. That's what I'm gonna use as a stop loss. So my risk to reward is gonna be essentially this is my risk. Jesus Christ, it's not working. Anyways, so here's my risk. The 354 level is my reward, of course. So obviously it's been, if we remove this, there was a lot of some buying interest here. It sold off with a little bit of the volume on the sell-off wasn't really that high. So I'm looking at this more as a pullback. On this candle, if you look at it, there was it kind of broke a pretty good support level, but then buyers stepped in here and brought it back up. And obviously sellers stepped in, but again, buyers kind of stepped in on this area and wasn't able to push it down, even though volume was pretty high here. So it's kind of what I'm looking at too, is definitely some buying interest when it comes down to this area, right? And it kind of pushes it back every time it touches this. So just based on what's happened in the past, I'm anticipating that it does this. And obviously, if earnings are good, it'll push it above all-time highs. So I'm thinking about a bounce off this zone into possibly this area prior to earnings. Or maybe it'll consolidate a little bit, either down here or up here, and depending on earnings, if it does go have good earnings, we check history. I don't know if there's any. Anyways, I'm obviously hoping has good earnings and pushes up this 354 level up to 364. And if it goes over 364, it's going to be over the whole time highs and ultimately looking for a profit taking of this upper level 370.95, assuming it has good earnings. So that's kind of my breakdown of my technical analysis on Spotify. So hopefully this was able to help out.